There was a time when I thought that was the greatest gameplay in the world.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me, cocked your head to the side and said I'm angry. 5 days since you laughed at me, saying get back together, come back and see me. 3 days since the living room, I realized it's all my fault but couldn't tell you. Yesterday you'd forgiven me, but it'll still be 2 days till I say I'm sorry.
Hold it now, I want to hoodwink. Does it make you stop think? You'll think you're looking at Aquaman. I summon fish to the dish, although I like the chalet Swiss, I like the sushi cause it's never touch a frying pan. Hot like wasabi when I bust rhymes, big like Leanne rhymes, because I'm all about value. Bert Camper's got the mad hits, you try to match wits, you try to hold me but I bust through. Gonna make a break and take a bake out like a stinking Nick and shake out like vanilla, it's the finest of the flavors. Gonna see the show cause then you'll know the vertigo is gonna go cause it's so dangerous you'll have to sign a waiver. Can I help it if I think you're funny when you're mad? Trying hard not to smile though I feel bad. I'm the kind of guy who laughs at a funeral. Can't understand what I mean, well you soon will. I have a tendency to wear my mind on my sleeve. I have a history of taking off my shirt.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me, threw your arms in the air and said you're crazy. 5 days since you tackled me, I still got the red burns on both my knees. It's been 3 days since the afternoon, you realize it's not my fault, but a moment too soon. Yesterday you'd forgiven me, and now I'll sit back and wait till you say you're sorry.
China, the Chinese chicken. You have
Okay, so what I'm going to attempt to do is explain why now, after nearly 3 years, why now specifically the game and the community has died. Because from my point of view it has died. It's not dying, it's not weak, it's not it's dead. The game is completely dead. So, to start off with, I'll explain how I even ended up involved with the community in the first place. Because I've not been around for that long, I've not talked to many people for that long. But already, and it's hard to deny, I'm one of the more well-known faces in the community. Whether people like me or not, I'm at least well known. And it's not always been like that. It's definitely not always been like that. Maybe even 5 months ago, no one would have any idea who I am, besides a handful of pub players. And there's a good reason for it. There's a very good reason for it. So, Battlefront is the first competitive shooter I've played, obviously on PS2, PS1, PS3 even. Like, I've played shooters, I've played shooter games, but this is the first time that I've played an online shooter and become involved with it, become more competitive with it, and put more time into it. And to start off with, I was trash, I was absolutely terrible. Like, I would go, obviously, negative every single game, just like anyone would. It's the first time I picked it up, and I was doing terrible. Like, to me, going 13-0 was the equivalent of cheating. Like, it was unbelievable.
I see someone decided to use power saves.
Look at that!
Look at that power saves.
0 deaths. I was a cunt.
Look at most kill assists.
Yep.
Most kill assists, 13 kills and 18 kill assists. I did fucking great. They were getting pissed off.
Just to go even was considered a good game. Not just an okay one, it was a good game to go even. Because that's impossible to do, that's difficult. All these people have been playing for so much longer. Which is a good thing to bring up. I only started playing kind of early 2017. Like, I was definitely late to the party. I only got it just to see what it was like, because I'd played the original Battlefront games and figured, hey ho, let's give it a shot. And while I'm running around and doing terribly, you come across players, you just come across these unstoppable machines, and every single game they're going like 30-5. And how's that even possible? when I'm over here going negative every single match, that doesn't even make sense. How can they be doing so well? They've got to be cheating in one way or another. There's no way a person could just be playing that well. And so, because when I started, I was still playing with the group of people that I used to talk to every day, and one of those people was Taters. And he turned round to us and said, these people are all using turbo controllers. Now, looking back, I can see that a lot of people we came across were using things like Rapid Fire or Cronus. At the time, I had no idea what that is. Cronus is just a silly word. Rapid Fire controllers, wouldn't know what they are. So when he turns around and says, these are all turbo controllers, that's all I've got to go on. And I take his word for it. Firstly, because he's a friend, and secondly, because, like I said, there's no way a person can just be playing that well. So when we come across people who are doing exceptional, they're instantly, that person's using turbo. And that belief becomes more hard-coded into me, because Taters buys a turbo controller, and he shows us what it can do, and he shows us the rapid fire, and he shows us the simplicity of the roll, how he can just hold down a button and it'll roll for him. And after looking at it firsthand, after seeing things like the fire rate, we're instantly there like, yeah, no, this is what everyone's using. They're all using these turbo controllers. What can we even do to compete with this? This isn't fair. We're just using a DualShock 4. Like, this is bullshit. And so, I became extremely, like, anti-mods. I became one of the people who was extremely vocal about, fuck these modders, this isn't even fair, I'm over here with my DualShock 4, they're over here with Rapid Fire, there's nothing I can do to compete. And as well as becoming extremely against things like Rapid Fire controllers, I did everything I could to try and put myself on that level without having a Rapid Fire controller. I tried to get my burst as fast as possible, which, to be fair, I did. I got an exceptionally fast burst, just with a regular controller. I created my own specific way of rolling, so that I could try and roll like people who were able to just hold down a button. And all these little things that I did to augment my gameplay, just to try and keep up with it, just to try and compete with it. And everyone else around me starts getting them. Like Armor King Hunter, one of the players who I originally thought was just this insane beast, this unstoppable god at the game. He convinces himself that I'm using it, because I'm able to kill him, and he goes and buys one. And that's one of the things that really solidified to me, yeah, like, fuck these modders. Because there was no way to compete with a rapid-fire EE4. I was still using E11 and DH17. There was nothing I could do to compete with a rapid-fire EE4. So, I was just kind of left there, and left thinking to myself, well, there's little point trying. But I still gave it a go. I tried my best for as long as possible, and just ended up becoming an average pub stomper, just because of learning to use E3, sticking with things like Bacta. And I just continued like that for the longest time. So, after just running around and being a typical pub stomper, I eventually ended up meeting a few of the people who played competitive. I came across what I now know were teams like 322, Bacon and Eggs, when that was still a thing. Just older competitive teams who had been around for a long time. And I finally get to see firsthand that, yeah, all these people who I've been trying to compete with are using something. They are all using modded controllers. They are all using things like Rapid Fire. The two ones that stick with me in particular are when I was talking to members of 322, them asking me to keep it all hush-hush that they were all using Hotspot, because they knew what an advantage hotspotting gives them, and didn't want anyone finding out and didn't want any backlash from using that. And I didn't even know what it was until I met them. That didn't even make sense to me, that that could give you an advantage. but the other one was Decker Influx, and the first time that I was in, it wasn't even a scrim, it was just practice. Landing pad 13, 19x, Berserker, Cycler. I'd never even used the 19x. I think my first match I was about 2 kills, 17 deaths or so. And one of the things we did was, okay, everyone first person, turn off your hood, turn off aim assist, 19x, and just play like that. And Decker still goes 50 kills. And he's got a mouse. And I have to sit back at that point and think, well, what the fuck do I do? I've got a DualShock 4. I can't do that with a DualShock 4. But he's over here just fucking slapping people about, shooting them straight out the air like it's nothing. Doesn't matter to him. Because he can just be as accurate as he wants to be. And there's nothing I can do to compete with that. I can practice, and I can try and get good with a controller. I cannot have that accuracy with a controller. It's not possible. To have that level of accuracy, I would need to pay for extra equipment. But I still give it a go. I still practice as much as I can, because I'm still having fun playing the game. This is still early for me. I've only been playing for a few months, and it's so far an enjoyable game to me, and I want to be able to do that well. I want to be able to try and compete with these people, because while certain people have these things, not everyone does, and I can still be as good as the people who aren't using anything. So I keep practicing. However, I don't get to practice with any of those people anymore. I stopped talking to all of them, because this is still when I'm playing with OMG Pet Sajak, the good old fearless leader. And it's when I believe everything he says about everyone, because he's such a nice guy. And he sits there, he's like, you know, fucking Wolfpack scumbags, you know, fucking dickhead, you know, they're all fucking modding, fucking pieces of shit. And when the Wolfpack, because, I mean, they were pretty good at the game. Like, for pub players, they were doing great, and they started to get more involved with the competitive players. And that means the competitive players are all scumbags, you know, these fucking dirtbags over here. So I stopped talking to all of them. And I take his word and everything, and I just continue doing what I was doing, and I just go back to being a pub stomper. I've gotten better from that brief bit of practice, like that week of playing with better players. But I just go right back to being a pub stomper, with the newfound knowledge that, yeah, most people in competitive do have some sort of extra advantage over me. So what happened between then and now? Because I have ended up playing in competitive. I've ended up as part of scrims. I've been in a couple of tournament matches. I didn't just stay a pub stomper. I came over and started playing with other people, so what led to that? Why did it take so long? There's a very simple reason it took so long. It's because everyone who played competitive was a complete dickhead. Everyone I came across was a complete and utter cunt to me. Because the people in the competitive community treat newcomers like shit. So, while I'm just messing around in pubs, the sorts of people I come across a member of PCK. And the member of PCK is there and is trash-talking me. I end up in a 1v1 with him, and I just get slapped to shit. And now I get to find out that, yeah, everyone in PCK's just been using Cronus, or using Mouse, using all this extra shit for the longest time. And there was no way that it could have been a fair fight. There's nothing I could do. Because they've just been modding for years. On top of me, there's nothing I could have done to make it fair. I can give it a good go, and I did give it a good go. But it's unfair. I come across just randoms who are barely even involved in competitive. Like Arc 72 Wayne, Tello Rocky. And all they do, as soon as they see me in a match, is come in, start just being dickheads, start come over, emoting, teabagging, start sending messages. And I'm just over here playing my game. I don't know who they are. I come across LA Galaxy in the FCAs because, well, again, I was just playing in a random pub match. You got LA Galaxy and Money Mike just being dickheads to us. We're not even doing anything, but immediately they come in, all fucking bodyguarded up. Bear in mind, I've not even been playing for that long. I wasn't even using bodyguard at that point. I didn't know what it did, really. Like, all I know is it's strong. Like, but I was still sticking over here with my berserker. Like, I'm pretty much a noob. But they come in with a full party, start just being, yeah, start, again, messaging us. We ain't even doing anything. It's not like we're teabagging, it's not like we're messaging them, it's not like we... But no, they just come in and be dickheads to us while we're trying to play our game. And at a later date, they, again, just start trash-talking Papa. They just start messaging Papa. And he calls me in for a 2v2. And I've never played Drop Zone. I don't know what it is. I'm still fairly new to the game. Like, I've played with a few people. I don't know what it is, though. And, like, you can even see, like, he uploads the video, and they're going so fucking try-hard against two pub players. They're fucking making call-outs. Like, because Papa spawns in with the wrong hand, I'm just shooting up into the air until they restart. They send a message saying that they'll restart after we let them win so we can upload it. They come over and fucking kill me while I'm shooting in the air. Like, oh, this guy's trash. I'm just a pub player, and I'm not even fighting back.
And capture it.
Yeah, they're in the kill box back there.
What map y'all playing?
Dune
Dune
C.
C. He's under the left, and we got one behind the kill box. So.
We can't let those pods
They're moving left. What are they doing?
They both jumped off that way. Grab pod, I guess. Nice kill.
Dude.
Yep, he's probably gonna be under ship or on ship.
I don't see him anywhere under.
Oh, no, pod. Come back. They're in computers.
I got one right here. Dude, that guy's trash.
That means Popper's just giving him spawns.
That's how seriously they take that match against two pub players who don't play Drop Zone, who definitely don't do scrims, and they're fucking, like, calling out fucking strategies and stuff. Not sitting there like, oh, these pub players were doing alright. Let's talk to them, let's help them out a bit. No. Oh, we need to shit on these guys and prove how much better we are. Guess what? You are better. We're pub players. We've not put thousands of hours into private matches. We ain't sat there fucking learning every hidey hole in Drop Zone and Cargo. We play Blast and we run around for fun. You don't want people to have fun. You want to try and prove that you're better than everyone else. So you're dickheads to everyone in game. And without a doubt, the worst case of it, and the thing that made me avoid competitive, was coming across Dark Knight and Holton. Because even though everyone's been a dickhead so far, I've been playing the game for a while, and it's just not much fun running around being a pub stomper. So we sit there. It's back when I still play with Jay-Z, and we sit there and we're like, you know what, let's give it a go, let's go in, let's start practicing Drop Zone, let's start fucking taking it a bit more seriously, let's practice, let's get better. So I load into just Blast, and I come across, I don't even know which team it is now, fucking little Sith happens, don't even care. But on the other side, you've got Dark Knight, Holton, Blake, Indestructible, and someone else. Fuck do I know who it was. And I just piss on him for maybe 2 or 3 games in a row. I just single-handedly just win for my side every single time. So they get salty, and they take out Cronus EE4. And now that I know what it is, I can be certain that yes, it's Cronus EE4. It's exactly what it is. At the time, I still call that shit Turbo. Because I don't know any better. Because I don't know anyone in the community. Because I don't know all the fucking bullshit mods everyone's running with. But it's Cronus EE4. And you can even look now, and still see him running around with the Cronus EE4. And I come across that. And fuck me. I have never seen people trying so hard in their lives. My team couldn't even move, could not do a single thing. It pisses me off. Because I'm over here just trying my best. I'm just playing my regular fucking controller. And they come in with their rapid fire. Now, I was doing great. No one else on my team's doing great. No one else on my team can try and outplay rapid fire. No one else on my team has rapid fire. It's just a team of fucking noobs going against, what, like 3 Cronus. So, obviously, we get destroyed. Like, and he's fucking over here, he's emoting, he's teabagging, he's being a dickhead. We go into a 1v1. I'm winning. Turns on his Cronus. Can't do a thing. Jay-Z gets online, I say to him, dude, look at it. Get into a match and look at it. They don't want to do 1v1s now, now they want to do a 2v2. It's Dark Knight and his Holland. So, we go in, and get absolutely destroyed. Nothing we can do. Because Cronus. And it's at that point where we sat down and decided there's no reason to play competitive. There's just no reason to do it. Everyone has been playing longer. They know all the fucking bullshit. They all have mods. And they're all dickheads. Every single person who plays competitive fits this. They know all the bullshit, they have bullshit, and they act like dickheads. So why bother? Why get involved with it? What's the point? As someone sitting over here not using anything, as someone who's not been involved in competitive since day 1, what's the point of trying? Again though, another time where I say that I will give up and I keep going. Because I don't want to just let myself get beaten by that. And I play in scrims, and I can do E. Like, I'm not exactly gonna be amazing. Everyone else there has, like, thousands of hours on top of me. Everyone else there knows all the strategies, knows all the plays, knows exactly what they need to be doing, has good teamwork with everyone else because they know everyone else. There's no way that I'm gonna walk in and immediately just start fucking kicking ass and taking names. But I give it a go. And it's always in America. And I get sick of my gun always jamming. I get sick because you hear it in parties, people bitching about other people's mods. So fuck it, and yeah, I go and get my Cronus. And I can actually start to compete with people more. And I found out at that point that loads of other people have it anyway. Because as soon as I get it, as soon as I can recognize how it looks, then I can recognize who else has it. And so many other people have it. So many people who lie about using it. And you go and look at the list now, and while a lot of those players only got Cronus after I did, sure, most of them already had it. Most of them already have what they're using, and they've been using it for years. And just hiding it. And the other thing that I see, as well as seeing just how many people are modded, is I get to see just how toxic the community is. I get to see how everyone acts towards each other. Because at this point, I've only had brief interactions with a handful of people. But now I finally get to be on the inside, and I get to look and see just how everyone treats everyone else. And it's disgusting. It's absolutely horrible. The community's made up of people who crave drama, who crave arguing, always super salty with each other, always feeding into it, who get online more or less just to enjoy the arguments, to get online just to watch other people bitch at each other. Everyone takes it super serious. You're not allowed to have fun. You're there to win and only to win. And if someone on your team isn't helping you win, well, fuck that guy. If someone on the other team is doing badly, wow, these guys are shit. It's not there for fun anymore, it's just there for super serious. It's made up of people who straight up no-life the game. Because I sit over there and I've got like the 800 hours. And all these people are sitting here with over 1,000 public hours, and many thousand more private hours. And every public player, every person who, along with me, got a good look at competitive for the first time, all of them were amazed by it. Because these players, they just fuck around in public games, they just get on after getting off from work, they just get online and they play their game. And they come across people who are doing insanely well and they look at them and they be like, man, that guy's awesome, wish I could do that well. And then they get to see what those people are like. And they sit back and go, wow, I just wouldn't have expected them to act like that. They act like little kids. All they do is argue. All they do is insult each other. Why do they take the game this seriously? Why can't I just get on and play for fun? Because there's a big difference between competitive and serious. You can get on and you can be competitive and you can just have fun with it. Yeah, you want to win, but you're playing with your team, you joke around, you make call-outs, you compliment each other's gameplay. Or you get in there and you fucking, oh shit guys, get the fuck over there, fucking watch the pod! Why take it that seriously? It's just a game. But the people who are left in competitive by that point take it that seriously. The people who I and many others get to see all take it that seriously. So, when I arrive and when I see that's how everyone acts with each other, and when I see the state of the community, I at least do what I can to try and make it less toxic. I just be generally nice to people for a start. I stay out of my way to avoid drama as much as I can. I get on and play with the people who I want to play with, and I don't play with the people I don't want to play with. In terms of modding, now that I have access to Cronus, and now that I know how it works, I help as many other people as I can to have what I have. Because bullshit, am I just going to be one of the people who runs around acting like I'm amazing, acting like I'm not using rapid fire, going into a public lobby, killing everyone with the Cronus EE4, emoting everyone, like, yeah, fuck these guys are trash. No. I have rapid fire. Why am I going to be a dickhead to everyone else? I make the video, the 2 years too late video. I show everyone exactly what Cronus does. For the first time, people actually get a good look at what it does. Because up until that point, while many other people have it, they just keep it secret. And they don't explain it to anyone. They don't help anyone else with scripts. They all try and keep their advantage themselves, because they're that desperate to win. So I do what I can, and I try and help everyone out with that. I try and just be nice to people, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work in the slightest. Another one of the things that I get to see from being on the inside is I get to see just how the community responds to new players and responds to people outside of their little group. I get to see that it's not just me that everyone's a dickhead to. It's anyone. It's anyone and everyone. Anyone who isn't one of them gets treated like shit. In fact, I'd wager the only reason why I was able to get quote-unquote in the first place is because I started playing under a different name. I come under BFM Dreamscape with Elv, and we do BFM. And because of that, and because of Elv bringing me in with him, I get invited to more things, and I talk to more people. And without that, I wouldn't have been involved in the first place. And even then, because I'm an unrecognized name, I still get shit. Just look at how BFB Immortal, just David, Immortal Gaming, Sinkable, I don't know what the hell you want to call yourself. Just look at the messages he sends. Because I'm someone he doesn't recognize. But without that BFM account, I wouldn't have gotten in. And furthermore, the fact that I play on any Wazzy and not Colour Magician. Because if I show up with Colour Magician, a few people recognize that. Like, oh, fuck that guy, fucking pop player, fucking piece of shit. But I show up with any Wazzy, and barely anyone knows who I am. But I just play over here, and people generally ignore me. And without that, I wouldn't have gotten in. Because of how venomous everyone is towards new players. I'd have to say the three most egregious examples of it, of the community just treating people like shit. The first one would be King Beast, because, fair enough, King Beast trash talks people, but everyone else is talking about him. He's not going out of his way to get that attention. You can look at any live stream, any group chat. It doesn't take long before someone brings up King Beast and starts trash talking King Beast. And there's a simple reason for it. It's because King Beast plays well. He does well. If he was just a random bad pub player, no one would care. Because lots of pub players trash talk everyone. Look at I'll Destroy This Game, look at Gun It and Run It. They're just random pub players and they send hate mail to everyone. And people sit back and they don't care. But King Beast is able to do pretty well. So fuck this King Beast guy. Who the fuck does he think he is? He's not one of us. He's not in our community. He's not in our group. That guy can fuck off. Yeah, fuck that guy. But guys, for starters, he's just a 15-year-old kid. You really want to be that venomous and toxic towards a 15-year-old kid? Yeah, fuck that guy. Okay, well, he's doing pretty well. You maybe want to get him in some scrims. No, let's invite him and kick him. Yeah, fuck him. Okay. Because he's not in the community. So he gets treated like shit. The second example is Sid Soccer. Sid Soccer's a pub player who gets brought in by Elv. And he gets Cronus, because Elv says, hey, get this Cronus. Actually, no. He says, ding, Sid! Oh, when you get your Cronus, you're gonna be better than Tekken, you're gonna be a beast, jeez! So Sid believes it, and he goes and he gets this Cronus. And immediately, everyone treats him like shit. And it's a combination of, firstly, he's a pub player, he's not part of the community, so fuck this guy anyway. But also, it's because he's got Cronus, and he's honest about using his Cronus. Which leads to two different reactions. Firstly, the people who all own Cronus but don't want to admit it, they all just jump on it immediately. It's like, yeah, no, yeah, fuck this guy with his Cronus, am I right? I'm not using one. But also, for some reason, people have this weird perception that if you have Cronus, you must be some sort of, like, ultra-human, you must be, like, the Ubermensch. It just gives you rapid fire. That's all it does, it just makes the gun faster. You can be bad with rapid fire. Like, look at OMG Pet Sajak, look at Eddie, like, you can be bad with rapid fire. Look at Hey Darko, you can be bad with rapid fire. And for the large part, like, look at Sid Soccer. Like, he's not bad, but he ain't great. He was never great. He's a pub player. He's just a pub player. He's not involved in scrims. He's not involved in competitive. He's just a pub player who gets picked up and gets Cronus. And everyone's a dickhead to him. Now granted, that may also be in part because it was Alv who brought him in. And fuck that Alv guy, am I right? But no one turns around and says, hey Sid, like, come play with us, we'll help you get a bit better. You're interested in competitive? Sure, like, take you under our wing and teach you. No one does that. Everyone instead goes, look how bad he did in this scrim. And he's got Cronus? How's he doing that bad? Cronus! The only people who are decent to him, you got, like, me, Chewbacca, Alv. You got this handful of people who actually play with him and, like, help him improve. And everyone else just bandwagons on the, fuck this kid, he's not one of us, he's got Cronus, want nothing to do with him. The third example is X&D Kempsable, Brinamek, whatever you know her by. And she's someone who plays for fun. She's very good at the game. I would say hands down, the best female player. Not Enraged Potato. Enraged Potato's pretty bad. Like, don't get me wrong, perfectly nice person. But compared to the way that people make her out to be, compared to the way that people sit there, it's like, oh wow, yeah, no, she's amazing! No, like, she's not that good. Like, she's nowhere close to that good. Like, she's a lower level competitive play. She's a smart player, but she's not amazing. Kemp's, on the other hand, I would say is amazing. With minimal effort, she can just piss all over me. All over most competitive players. That's with minimal effort. Her actually trying, it's a sight to behold. But she's barely ever trying. She doesn't take it serious. And guess what? She doesn't take it serious? Yeah, fuck her, am I right? Yeah, she's not tryharding. She's not using the EE3 in a scrim. Fucking noob. Yeah, no, let's get her out of here. What's that she's running with? She's using a DT12? Fucking trash, am I right, lads? Get rid of her. And she said to me before that she'd be interested in playing competitive, but won't, because of how super serious everyone takes it, and people are a dickhead to her. People turn round and shit-talk her because she's not tryharding. She's playing for fun. She's someone who is on a competitive level, knows all the competitive players, doesn't trash-talk anyone, doesn't cause any drama, but she plays for fun, so fuck her. She's not involved in anything. That is someone who in every way is the perfect player to bring in, to get on a team, to play with. But no one does. Everyone instead turns around and said, no. No, she played with a bow rifle staff in a scrim. She ain't coming in. And there's just three people who for different reasons are treated like shit. Because, like, they're not, they don't fit the status quo. They're not super tryharding, or they're not one of the original players who everyone knows, or they're not, like, insane at the game, like, the community doesn't want anything to do with them. It doesn't bring people in and show people the funner side of the game. It doesn't show people how to play in a smarter way and how to use tactics. No, it just says you're either already good or you can fuck off. So one of the things that I find most fascinating after becoming involved with the community is seeing just how everyone acted with Alv. Now, I'll get it out the way that, yeah, no, I still believe that Alv had high-functioning autism, that he was unaware of how his actions affected other people. I also understand that, yes, people with autism, like, they're not children. You treat them just like you would with anyone else. Like, if someone's being a dickhead, like, you say to them, like, mate, you're being a dickhead. But the community doesn't act how I would act, and how I have acted, which is be perfectly fine with him. Yeah, if he starts fucking trash talking, give him some back. If, like, I don't know, you just act with a sense of reason. They don't do that. They don't at all. So, for anyone who doesn't know the briefest backstory with Alv, he's been around for a long time, and he was always considered to be someone who was a source of drama, someone who was not fun to be around. And I mean, like, the best way to put it is from the live stream that I watched the other day, which is a bunch of older players all get together and they come and play, and everyone's generally in an upbeat mood. It's a positive atmosphere, and everyone's playing for fun, and it's all good, it's all happy times. And then Alv joins, and it's immediately hyper-competitive. First thing he says when he gets in, "Ah, dang, huh, so I'm the only one who went positive, huh?" And that immediately triggers other people, like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, they went positive over here. He's there, like, oh, so I'm doing all the carrying, jeez. And just little things like that, and they kind of get under people's skin, and they don't like it, and it becomes kind of a hostile atmosphere. And it's like that for a long time, and no one does anything. Granted, there were a few people who turn around and, like, they'll give him some back. But for someone who is so widely considered to be an unpleasant person and a source of drama, nothing is done. No one says anything. Because guess what? If someone's a bad person, all it takes to stop that person hanging around is for you to stop hanging around them. If he's that widely disliked, you don't invite him to shit. If he's that widely disliked, you don't play with him. It's not the SWBFC. It's not a case of he's just on a team and you have to put up with him. It's all community-based, it's all fan-based, and even then, if it was still official, that means he's gotten on someone's team to begin with. It means that not everyone dislikes him. It means that someone over here is fine. But no, apparently everyone dislikes this person. Apparently this guy is all drama. This guy is unfun. This guy is super negative. He's a dickhead. We don't want him around. But nothing's done. No one says that. And he stays around. And no one gets rid of him. He leaves. Now, as far as I know, the reason he left is because everyone just suddenly turned on him at once, started, like, just trash-talking him. He didn't know how to handle that. His defense mechanism of challenging everyone, or 1v1's not working. He gets overwhelmed, he quits. Fair enough. The next day is when everyone turns on him. A big Alv Pix chat is made. Everyone's shitting on Alv. Everyone's there like, yeah, fuck that guy. I bet Alv's a pedophile. Am I right? I bet Alv gets all these little kids in because he wants to fuck them. Am I right? I never liked that Alv guy. He's always just been a source of drama, guys. Yeah, you agree with me? Yeah. After he's gone. Everyone turns on him. After he's gone. And it's not even a case of suddenly everyone speaking their mind. These are the things everyone's already been saying, but behind his back. No one will turn around and say, you know, let's not have him in these parties, let's not get him in here anymore. Everyone just says it behind his back. And once he's gone, it spills out into the open, and everyone starts being a dickhead about it. Because that's another way the community is. It's immature. It's full of petty, bitchy, two-faced people who will only say things behind your back, never to your face. Moreover, with Alf, the thing I find more fascinating than anything is that he is singled out for being a source of drama. Everyone turns and says, oh, he's the problem. Well, guess what? There are other people who act the exact same way. There are other people who sit in parties and talk about how amazing they are, who when they kill you turn around and say, ah, you couldn't even do anything, I'm just too good for you. Other people who go behind your back and bitch. There are other people who cause drama. And guess what? Just like with Alf, nothing's done about it. Now, I have no idea if nothing's done about it because everyone's just, again, saying it in private, not saying it out in the open. I don't know. But I doubt that's the case. It just seems more like, to me, Alv was in a vulnerable position, and everyone pounces. No one else is in a vulnerable position right now. Instead, everyone just lives off their drama, and they're happy to do it. And everyone has fun doing it. You'll notice as well that I've taken down the video I put up responding to Nysora. I've just made it unlisted, and the link to that will be found in the description for this video. I just made it unlisted because it's not up to the quality that I would like it to be. It's much less well thought out, and while everything in it is worth having there, it's just not a high quality video. So the content itself, it'll still be available. You just, yeah, go to the description of this video. And this way you'll find that. It's a great example though as well. Like, that's drama that I got dragged into. I don't want anything to do with that, but I'm dragged into it because the community just thrives off that shit. You'll also find in the description a link to a video explaining how to use my scripts, as well as a download link for the most basic version of the scripts, because I'm honestly just sick of getting messages from people fucking begging for them. Now granted, I think that is definitely better than people just sharing them between themselves in secret, which people are still doing. Cronus has become just as secretive as it was before I got here. People are already lying about what they're using, making alt accounts to test it out on. It's still here, and it's still being kept hidden. So while there was a bit of improvement, it didn't make much of a difference overall. But yeah, I'm just tired of getting messages every day from people asking, oh yeah, no, can I have the scripts? You made an improvement on the scripts? It's fucking scripts. I even got a message earlier on Instagram. I don't even know who the fuck that is. Why the fuck am I getting a message on Instagram about scripts? So, yeah. If you want your scripts, just have fucking fun with them. It's a dead game anyway. So yeah, as I've said multiple times now, the game is dead. It's not dying. It's not just a low population. It's dead. And it's extremely simple and obvious why it's dead, and why specifically now it's dead. So firstly, it's in part because everyone's modded now. That's not the most significant reason, but it is in part because of that. Because what that means is, instead of it being an even playing field like I wanted it to be, everyone acts exactly the same, but just cockier, and just with more ego. As soon as they get their scripts, they start acting like they're unstoppable. I tried doing a nice thing, I tried balancing it out, it didn't work. And everyone went back to being secretive about it, and lying about what they're using. Because everyone wants to try and have the extra little advantage. But like I said, it's only in the smallest part, because of the fact that everyone's modded now. There's one big glaring issue that's been here from the very beginning, before I arrived. The community's just fucking toxic. It's just terrible. The community would probably be so much more active and so much more thriving if that toxicity was just toned down, if people weren't so serious. If instead of trying to shit all over players who try and compete with you, you invite them in and talk to them, and you be nice to them, and you meet the other people who are playing the game. You don't just stick to the same 20 faces who've been here for like 3 years. You don't just stick with them. That's not how you grow a community. That's how you purposely keep it small. Believe it or not, if you want the game to survive, you have to start opening it up to other people. You have to start taking people in and explaining to them about comp. Yeah, you're not going to have a buddy-buddy relationship with everyone, because you don't know them all as well as the people you've been playing with for years. But that's what a new person is. They're new. It's not difficult to have some semblance of social skills. It's not difficult to be decent to someone. You don't have to be the best friend, you just be decent to them. And guess what? They'll have fun, and they'll want to play with you, and the community will stay alive, and that's not what it is. Everyone who comes close to comp turns away in disgust. The competitive community treats every outsider like shit. Therefore, it cannot grow. It can only shrink. People who were formerly involved in it have left. Whether they've left to go play other games, or just left to go play by themselves. They've left because they're sick of it. They don't want anything to do with it anymore. Believe it or not, I think that if you were to get rid of maybe 2 or 3 people, the community could start growing again. If you were to get rid of maybe 2 or 3 hyper-competitive people, people who cause drama, people who talk behind everyone else's back, the community could grow again. You could start bringing people in. Because it's never going to be like it used to be. It's never going to be 32 teams all piling in, fighting for positions. There's only, what, 3,000 people still even playing it on PS4? There aren't many people left. Barely any players. If you want it to stay alive in one way or another, you have to start talking to them and being nice to them. I already did my part. I already explained to a lot of people, a lot of public players, the state of the game. But like I said, then they all get a look at competitive and they turn away. They don't want anything to do with it. They don't want anything to do with you people. Because the majority of you are terrible to be around. So, to be completely straightforward, why has the game died? It died because it's dead to me. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want anything to do with the competitive players. I'll go play other games. Who knows, maybe I'll still even play Battlefront. But it'll probably have to be on a different account. Because of all the shit that everyone gives each other. And I'll just go play, and I'll just go be a random pub player. And I'll be in the middle of the board. If you do too well, that's when people will stop messaging you. That's when people will stop being dickheads. Because you doing well makes them feel bad. They can't have fun. They either win or they lose. And I'm tired of that. So, I'm out. And it's not just me, a lot of other people are out as well. The game's dead. And it's about time that happened. Because the things I said, the changes that would need to be made, it can't happen. The community can't become less toxic. The only people who are left will contribute towards that. And chances are a lot of the people watching this video, a lot of the people who aren't involved in comp, they just sit back and say, wow, it's really that bad? I wouldn't know. And the people who are involved in comp will say one of two things. They either say, yeah, you know what, I've had enough of it too. Or they sit there and say, wow, fuck this guy, am I right? Yeah, let's go back to doing this. And they go and they keep playing. And they have their little 3v3s, because there's only 6 people even left. Everyone else goes. It just comes down to the tiniest number of people still playing. And they'll play until the servers are shut off. They'll never leave. And that's why the community can't get better. That's why it can't grow. So to the people who do stay behind, good luck, and I hope you have a lot of fun. Because I haven't had a lot of fun in that game for a very long time. Well. Yeah. See ya.